Welcome to the program. I'm Ogbonna. We kick off with business news. The Central Bank of Nigeria has raised the monetary policy rate to 27.50% from 27.25% as part of effort to combat surging inflation. This followed the meeting of the Monetary Policy Committee of the Apex Bank. The monetary policy rate measures the benchmark interest rate. The CBN Governor, Yemi Cardoso, announced this in Abuja during the last MPC meeting of the year at the Apex Bank's headquarters. Cardoso said the MPC voted unanimously to raise the MPR by 25 basis points from 27.25% to 27.50% and retain the cash reserve ratio at 50% for deposit money banks and 16% for merchant banks.
Decision to further tighten policy and thus decided as follows. 1. Raise the MPR by 25 basis points to 27.50% from 27.25%. 2. Retain the asymmetric corridor around the MPR at plus 500 to minus 100 basis points. 3. Retain the cash reserve ratio of deposit money banks at 50% and merchant banks at 16%. 4. Retain the liquidity ratio at 30%. Considerations. The meeting was held on the backdrop of renewed inflationary pressures as the headline food and core measures rose year on year in October 2024.
The presidency has signaled that plans for the complete privatization of the state-owned refineries, including the Port Harcourt, Warri and Kaduna refineries, are underway. The special advisor to the president on media and public communications, Sunday Dare, discloses in a bulletin released via his official X handle. The circular highlighted key milestones achieved by the administration in the oil and gas sector. Dare expressed optimism that the privatization will bring an end to fuel queues, saying full privatization of Port Harcourt, Warri and Kaduna refineries is in the works, with full local refinery gradually being met, days of fuel queues about to end. We'll take a short break now and be back with company news. Welcome back. FBN Holdings PLC, one of Nigeria's leading financial institutions, has launched a rights issue of over 5 billion naira ordinary shares at 25 naira per share. This rights issue, aimed at raising 149.56 billion naira, is a strategic step to ensure compliance with the CBN capital requirement beyond regulatory compliance. The proceeds are expected to bolster liquidity, enhance financial stability, and position First Bank of Nigeria Limited, FBNH's flagship subsidiary, for sustained growth and strengthen its position within the competitive Nigerian financial landscape. Looking at the 5-year average share price of 14 naira 59 kobo, last year's closing price of 23 naira 55 kobo, and this year's average price of 25 naira 75 kobo, reflect a significant growth trajectory for FBN Holdings. The Kano State Internal Revenue Service has sealed 3 companies, including the head office of Max Air Limited, located on Ashton Road in Kano State, over the non-payment of liability tax for 5 years, that's 2012 to 2017. Similarly, the agency has also shut down the head office of Dantana and Sawoyish Construction Company, located along the Kano Zaria Road, for refusing to pay 241.2 million naira tax and withholding taxes for 2 years, that's 2021 to 2022. The agency also sued the Northern Rice and Oil Milling Nigeria Limited at Goodwawa Industrial Estate of Adija Road in Kano State. Now, speaking to join this shortly after the exercise, the Director of Debt Management and Enforcement of the agency, Ibrahim Abdullahi, said the companies were closed following a court order obtained by the agency. According to him, the decision to sue the head office of the Maxwell Limited, Dantata and Sawoyi Construction Company, as well as other companies, followed their failure or refusal to offset the tax liabilities. We'll go on a short break now, but when Money Matters returns, we'll be discussing leveraging analytics and data engineering to thrive in an uncertain economy. I'll bring you more details after this break. Welcome back. In today's rapidly changing economic landscape, businesses are increasingly turning to data engineering and analytics as crucial tools for survival and growth. As economic uncertainties loom, the ability to analyze data effectively can differentiate successful organizations from those that struggle. Data engineering provides the foundational infrastructure that allows businesses to collect, process, and analyze vast amounts of information, turning raw data into actionable insights that drive informed decision-making. The importance of a robust data strategy cannot be overstated. Companies that invest in data engineering are better equipped to adapt to market fluctuations, identify emerging trends, and optimize operations. Now, fortunately, a data-driven culture is essential for organizations looking to maximize the value of their data asset. Now, let's discuss this further. Ogbonna, a seasoned data engineering consultant, now joins me on the program. Thank you for joining me on the program, Mr. Ogbonna.
Thank you.
You know, with so many businesses turning to data to navigate economic uncertainty, I'm really curious about your take on how data engineering enables organizations to stay ahead of economic challenges. Now, can you elaborate on how data engineering enables organizations to make informed decisions during unpredictable economic times? Like, I mean, what specific capabilities do data engineering practices provide that ensures enhances a company's agility and responsiveness?
Okay, thanks for the question. Okay, so basically, data engineering is a set of processes, okay, that helps to convert raw data, okay, into actionable insights. Okay, so data in itself, it's just raw. It's a raw form. It's in raw form, okay, and it's basically unfiltered. It's unprocessed, okay. So I will liken data to oil, okay, to crude oil, okay. Crude oil in itself, it's unfiltered, okay. Same as data, similar as data. Then where data engineering comes in, it's a set of processes, okay, that helps convert this raw data into actionable insights. And at the end of the day, these insights would help business leaders, government leaders, okay, heads of organizations to eventually take decisions that would help improve, okay, the economic status of the business.
Interesting.
Yes.
So why do you think it is critical for organizations to invest in data engineering and analytics, especially during challenging economic times like the one we're experiencing at the moment in Nigeria? You agree with me that things are a bit tough when it comes to the economy now in Nigeria, with inflation rising every now and then. So why do you think it is critical for organizations to invest in data engineering?
Okay, so basically, like I said earlier, data engineering is a set of processes that helps convert data, okay, into actionable insights. Okay, so now data engineering also it houses data analytics, okay, data analytics or data analysis. So the idea is to collate data, okay, and now in this economy of ours, okay, it's very, very volatile, okay, it's volatile, it's uncertain, okay, it's shaky, really, really shaky. So now, where data engineering comes in, it helps, okay? Data engineering is basically setting up structures which will help collate the data, taking the data, convert this data into actionable insights, okay, that would help, okay, to predict, okay, the outcomes, okay, of the business. So I would give you an example, okay? So for manufacturing companies, okay, if you want to make or take a decision regarding sales, okay, regarding supply chains, okay, regarding finance, okay, you need to collate data, okay, and data engineering in itself is the setting up of the structure, okay, the cloud infrastructure, okay, the physical infrastructure, okay, to collate this data. All right, whereas we have what we call data science, okay. Data science is basically the analysis of this data, okay, same as data analysis, okay. It's the analysis of this data to actually get, okay, the final result, okay, which is information, okay. So information is basically processed data, and once we lean towards using these data structures, okay, to help process our data, at the end of the day, it will help provide insights that will help us forecast, you know, issues, okay, in terms of uncertain issues, okay, so that we can act towards preventing, okay, the uncertain issues or uncertain situations.
Okay. So
Yes.
as someone that is really vast when it comes to data engineering, and I'm sure it's something not everyone is aware about. So what experiences or pivotal moments in your career influence your decision to focus on this particular field? And how have your previous roles shaped your understanding of the importance of data in driving business successes?
Okay, so my career, I started my career as a database administrator, okay, which is basically the implementation of databases, right? So it's let's say an arm or a part of data engineering as a whole, okay? So the thing about data, okay, and the study of data and the practice of data is that it evolves over time. Okay, when I started my career, we didn't really have a field, okay, called data science per se. But now, we now have what we call data science, okay? We also didn't necessarily have what we call big data, okay? But now, we now have big data. So, me being in my field, okay, I decided to also evolve, okay, with my career. So, I started as a database administrator, okay? Then I evolved into database analytics and analysis, okay? Then I also evolved into database engineering, okay? Then, because of my experience, I started heading data projects. Okay, so let's just say basically it's, you know, my career, how I started my career actually helped and encouraged me to evolve, okay, as a data professional.
All right, so we'll go on a short break now, and when we come back, the program continues.
All right, thank you.
Welcome back to the program. We are still discussing leveraging analytics and engineering to thrive in an uncertain economy. And data engineering consultant Uchenna Ogbonna is still my guest. Thank you for staying with us, Mr. Ogbonna. Now, we've discussed what data engineering is and how important it is for businesses. Now, what would you say are some common misconceptions about data engineering that you've encountered so far in your career?
Okay, so we come across a lot, few misconceptions, okay? So the first is, most people think that data engineering is all about coding alone. So I'd like to enlighten on the public, general public, that data engineering, fine, programming is part of it, but it's not the general purpose of data engineering alone, okay? We have what we call programming, okay? Like we use Python and Java, okay? Those are programming languages that are used for data analysis and analytics, but in itself, it's a part of data engineering, not what data engineering is all about, okay? There's so much more to data engineering, okay? We have process optimization in data engineering. We have data quality, okay? We have data pipelines, okay? We have what we call extract, transform, and load, okay? We have so many concepts in data engineering. So I just want to clear the air, okay, that programming in itself alone is not all what data engineering is all about, okay? That's just one of the misconceptions, okay, about data engineering. And people also feel there's just other misconception, okay, that data engineering is just all about data analysis. So yes, data analysis is part of data engineering, but in itself, it's not all about only analysis. It also involves improving the data structures, okay, setting up the data structures, okay, pipelines, like I said earlier, okay. It entails so many data principles. So yes, data engineering is basically the setup and the design, okay, of data structures and systems that help taking data and convert this raw data into actionable insights.
All right, so you would agree with me that with all of these misconceptions that you've mentioned, people might not be willing to embrace data engineering with all of these things that you've said now. So now, what do you think needs to be communicated to further enlighten people about data engineering for both decision makers and practitioners?
Okay, so first off, we should have a basic data education, okay? I will encourage and advise, okay, that data education, okay, should be inscribed, okay, in the curriculum for students, okay? Because data is something that affects every one of us, okay? It affects the finance industry, it's connected to the supply chain, manufacturing, banking, government, it's connected to everything, okay? First of all, I would advise that data in itself should be, imbibed as a curriculum, okay, for students, okay? And I would also advise that people should also do their extra work, okay? Do a research, okay? Try and research what data is, okay, all about, okay? Yeah, we have different platforms, okay? We have Udemy, we have Coursera, okay? These are platforms, okay, where you can apply for courses regarding data, all right? So those are just a few options, okay, for the general public to reach out to, okay, regarding getting that information or knowledge about data.
Yes, okay. So there are so many tools when it comes to and techniques when it comes to data engineering, and I'm sure a beginner will be confused as to what exactly to focus on to help their business grow amidst the economic challenges that we are facing in the country. Now, I would like to know, what tools do you believe are most effective for businesses looking to adopt to changing economic conditions when it comes to data engineering?
Okay, thanks for that question. That's actually a really good one. Regarding tools for data engineering, okay, we have the Apache tool, okay, we have Apache Spark, okay, we have the Apache Hadoop, okay, we also have SQL, okay, SQL Developer, it's an app, okay, which is the programming part or the analysis part of data engineering. Okay, we have Snowflake, which is data visualization. We have Power BI. Okay, we have so many apps. So these are just few of the many applications that we have, okay, that are connected to data engineering, okay. So I would advise that if one wants to enter this particular field, okay, that they should start, okay, with probably data analytics, okay, get a good foundation before proceeding to the data engineering field. Yes.
Okay. So data engineering. So whilst this is advisable and it's a good one, what strategies or framework do you recommend for organizations to effectively assess their data needs? Because I'm sure it differs from organization to organization. There are like peculiar needs for different organizations. So what particular one would you advise for organizations to assess their data needs?
Okay, so I will provide a few. Okay, thanks for that. First off is, what does the business want? What is the business strategy? Okay, because first off, if you want to embark on a data project, the business has to be sure, they have to be intentional on what they want to achieve. Do they want to increase revenue? Do they want to increase profits? Do they want to increase staff output? Okay, those are many indicators, okay, that most companies or businesses have, okay, that they want to actually achieve. So first of, the business should have a clear-cut business strategy on what they want to achieve, okay, when they implement, data structures or data infrastructures. Okay, then the second thing is to implement a solid data strategy. Okay, so data strategy is basically what the business is going to do, or what steps and processes they are going to use in terms of collating the data and converting the data into actionable insights. Then the third framework, okay, or advice is the business rather should also have data quality, okay, or data governance implemented. So basically, data governance is basically more like a monitoring part or body that helps implement rules or guidelines on how you can implement data, on how you can download data, okay, how to convert data into actionable insights, okay, so that the business in itself does not break any rules regarding collation of data. So those are those few framework strategies.
Okay, so with the framework, so what would you say are some key indicators or metrics that companies should monitor to stay ahead of economic challenges?
Okay, so we have these are called KPIs, okay, key
KPI,
performance
yes.
indicators that help you measure how effective, okay, your data strategy is. It also helps you to measure the growth of your business, okay. So for businesses, okay, we have EBIT, okay. These are financial metrics, which is earnings before interest and tax, okay. We also have cost of goods sold, which is more of a supply chain and sales metric. Okay, we also have cost of inventory, okay, which is a supply chain metric. Okay, we have so many. We have for sales, we have for finance, we have for the supply chain, we have for manufacturing in itself too. Okay, so few of manufacturing KPIs, okay, are to check the life cycle of the machines, okay, to check how long they have in terms of production outputs, okay. So these are those few of the KPIs, okay, that we have for measuring data performance.
Well, you've mentioned some critical metrics and indicators that can help companies stay ahead of economic challenges. Now, as organizations adapt to shifting environment, it is clear that data engineering continues to play a crucial role. Now, in your view, what trends in data engineering do you foresee having a significant impact on how businesses will navigate economic challenges in the nearest future?
Okay, so to add to that, I'm sure you've heard what blockchain is. There's this, we have what we call the blockchain. So the blockchain is just basically a decentralized database, okay? So now, decentralized database is, the difference between the decentralized database and a centralized database is one source. A centralized database is just one source, okay, that stores information, while a decentralized database is multiple sources, okay, that stores information. So regarding data engineering, I foresee that the blockchain, okay, will come in the nearest future regarding data engineering, okay, because now having multiple databases is really, really effective, okay, and advantageous in the fact, or for the fact that if a particular server database crashes, okay, we have multiple databases, okay, that will be carrying the same information that the particular database that crashed has. So we don't hear things like, oh, the server has crashed, okay, the business is currently on hold till we reboot the server and bring it up. Once one database goes down, the other database servers, okay, carries and supports the system, all right? So that is just one example, okay, of future trends, okay, because currently some businesses, okay, are still using centralized databases, which is just one database, and if there's a crash, okay, or a database issue, okay, if the system goes down and there is downtime and money can be lost. A lot of businesses, I would give you an example, the stock exchange, for example, if the database goes down, if they're on a central database and it goes down, there will be losses. Losses will be incurred, okay? But if they have multiple databases, if one goes down, other databases has the information and the data that they need to continue trading and all. So yes, that's just an example of one of the future trends, okay, in data engineering.
Okay, so you just mentioned that some businesses rely on just one database, and saying that the data engineering industry is like an ever-changing one. So how do you think businesses can best position themselves to leverage these advancements and changes that might occur in the future, like you mentioned earlier?
Okay, so I would advise businesses, okay, to actually try and reach out to data consultants, okay? We have a few data consultants, okay? Reach out to data consultants, okay, that will help you prepare a data strategy. Because most companies feel, okay, I'll give you an example. Some companies feel that, oh, are we too small to implement a data engineering, okay, infrastructures? You know, oh, we're a company of just 30 people or just 40 people. We think aren't we too small to start? So my advice is to reach out to a data consultant, okay, that would help advise and prepare a data strategy for the business, okay, to help implement. So yes.
Well, finally, just before I let you go, Mr. Ogbonna, now, as someone who is well-versed in data engineering, how do you think upcoming professionals can understand the importance of data insights in their careers?
Okay, so I will advise people that are actually interested in data, okay, because this is a field that is still evolving, okay, it evolves, okay, year in, year out. I would advise people that are interested, okay, to try and reach out, like I said earlier, to data consultants. They can also check out platforms, okay. I'm going to list out some platforms, okay. We have Coursera, we have Udemy, okay. We also have a Microsoft too. Microsoft has a training platform, okay. They could go there, and some of these courses are free, and they're actually free. The foundational courses are free. So I would advise people that are actually interested in data, okay, to check out those platforms, okay, and actually do their own research, okay, to select a particular area, because we have data engineering, we have data science, and we have data analysis, we have business analysis. So these are those few areas, okay, that they can decide to go into, okay, or anyone that, you know, piques their interest, right? So they could actually go there, check out these platforms, and eventually pick what they're actually interested in or passionate about.
Well, it's been such an insightful conversation with you, Mr. Ogbonna. Thank you so much for your time and for lending your thoughts on the program.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me here too.
You're welcome. Well, that's it on this episode of the program. Many thanks for joining us. I'm Okpeyemi Owoshini. See you next time.